Well, one of the channel members put a pretty funny comment relating to Kenny, and I agree. It's kind of like this is a non-story. Why are we even covering it? I don't know. Yeah, I mean, I think the most significant events happened, frankly, last week. And the basics are Kenny used to be a loyalist to DOA, and DOA is having a big war with Aaron Smith-Levin, and he has an upcoming case with Scientology. Now, I think he's exaggerating, as always, but apparently he's going to split his case, and he will be taking on the church. So, there we are. Believe that what you will. And Kenny has been spreading these wild conspiracy rumors that his phone is hacked, and DOA and his friends are spying on him. That's the basic gist, but the more you get into the lives, and I think collectively now I've watched over 20 hours of Kenny. And listen, sometimes he's funny, sometimes he's very incisive, but a lot of times he's just staring at his phone, touching the cannaboo, and drinking and eating and staring at the screen. So, riveting commentary it is not. It's also puzzlingly that he does get a lot of engagement for the lives, but he's lost a lot of subscribers. So, there we are. But let's get to the big news. Apparently, Kenneth experienced swatting. And we don't know the full story yet because he keeps getting rid of the lives. I'm going with an excerpt, so you got to be careful here. It could be distortive. But it does seem that it happened. It's a little weird because the police officer said, listen, we're not trying to arrest you. We're just a little puzzled. Because apparently they're getting a lot of calls to check up on Kenneth. So ever since he broke with DOA, apparently the police have been flooded with calls saying, hey, check up on this guy. This guy's no good. Look at the stream. Oh my God, he's doing something. Now he is constantly consuming certain substances. Sorry, guys, I got to worry about monetization. And listen, I am not even against this stuff. I am on the left, but I do think the libertarians have a good case on many issues. So with drugs, I don't really have much of a history with drugs. I mean, took like cigar once or twice. Probably I think one more substance. It's not my thing, but I think legalization is a better alternative than the former regime of criminalizing and just turning ghettos and cities into war zones. So it may not be the best solution, but I think that's the better way to do it. But it's going to have a lot of weird kinks and turns. So apparently he wasn't breaking the law because I think within a certain amount you can use it. You have to have a medical reason. I'm going to be blunt. I don't think he has legit medical reasons, but I'm sure he does have a prescription. So there you go. So they tried to catch him, I guess, through a drug charge. And he explained to the police officer saying, no, I got a prescription. He didn't have it on him, but he has one. But I'm guessing, yeah, whatever. It's the law. It's fine. I don't get too moralistic about it, but, it is what it is. So anyway, so he's been swatted, and we don't know it's DOA or his friends. We don't. However, we got to be logical here, right? We try to be logical on this channel. We may fail, but we try. So the likelihood that it's one of the DOA people calling the police is very high. And the police officer made clear it's a lot of phone calls. So a lot of people keep calling them to get rid of Kenneth. Now, I'm not a big fan of Kenny. I'm not a big fan of DOA. However, I think criminalizing speech is also not a good idea. Now, do I believe Kenneth and his weirdo MI6 CIA conspiracies? Conspiracies are real. It is a real thing. Let's be very clear. The CIA does do this. There are domestic spying programs. Okay. We have the technology now, so it is possible. However, I don't believe him. So I think he's just spreading false panic. That said, I don't think calling the police on Kenneth for bad reasons is not a good idea. That said, he has done some shady things. There's still the issue of him yelling and screaming, apparently at his wife. You have to decide for yourself if that's alarming enough, but it's very tricky. So Kenneth is not a pure angel either. But I think usually calling the police because somebody's streaming things you don't like, what are we doing here? It doesn't make any sense. Because of course, right? Because DOA is supposed to be anti-cop. He's supposed to be severely critical of the police. And although I'm very suspicious of what DOA and Kenny are up to, I do think they're correct that Streets LA is phony. Streets does do a lot of good recording of the police being corrupt, but he's not really against the police. And he's actually confessed this several times, saying he's actually very close to a lot of police officers. They know him. Yeah, he's with the establishment. He's not this radical activist critic. That's not who he is. So he's just doing playtime. That said, he does do valuable work. It may be corrupt, but it is what it is. So it's a very mixed bag on all sides. But just this tenor of censorship is very disturbing because we just had this. I mean, I recently had this with copyright strikes. We still have this where channels that step out of line, doesn't matter what the cult is, Scientology cult, Aaron cult, DOA cult, and now the Kenny cult. It's just crazy. If you just are asking questions, just normal, normal questions, they get really angry and try to destroy you, get your personal information, get you fired. It's just like, calm down. Calm down. Like, I don't think Kenny is a good critic. I don't think it's useful to put out these moronic, silly posts or whatever. I can't lie, some of them are funny. Some of them are funny, but I don't think this is a good way to do things. I don't think this is a good idea, period. However, again, unless he's genuinely breaking the law, again, maybe he is, but doing all this stuff is not helpful. Now, I think, again, he's exaggerating on him being doxxed because he gives away so much personal information. You'd have to be an idiot not to put two and two together. That said, it's dangerous territory we're getting in. So, it's just all very weird and suspicious. But I will note a few factual issues, which again, I'm going to upfront about these things that I'm in a very tough financial situation. I don't want to exaggerate. I may be getting more hours at work, so hopefully it'll be okay. I will probably have to be on public assistance. I mean, I don't think there's a way out of that, but I'll try to get a part-time job to balance things out. But if you can contribute to this channel, please to the channel memberships or whatever it means. And I will note for a while, Kenny, he's not monetized, but he wasn't asking for money, right? But now he is. I'm pretty sure the Cash App is a new thing. So, again, I'm not saying don't even contribute. I'm not saying that. You do what you want with your money. I'm just saying that is a change in the channel. So when he was, ironically, more with DOA and more loyal, no asking for money. But now it's like, guys, I'm being victimized by the DOA cult. I may need some money. I'm not saying you have to give me money. I'm just saying I'm fighting DOA. I'm fighting Aaron. I need help. So yeah, it's a little convenient. That said, I don't think he swatted himself because that's also a trick, right? That people will call the police on themselves to create an incident to get a bigger channel or get more subscribers or get more sympathy. I think that's very dangerous, but it's been known to happen. So it's all very strange. I'm just here to do an update and give you guys better, more accurate information. It's very strange. It's very strange indeed. If this is true, yeah, DOA should answer some harsh questions whether he and his team are trying to actively destroy Kenny and put him in jail, which ironically is what he's charging Aaron with doing, right? DOA is saying, Aaron's trying to put me in jail just because I'm exposing him. Well, and I agree. I do agree. DOA has exposed a lot of Aaron being a predator. No doubt about that. But now it seems like, if not him, some enthusiastic fans are doing the same thing to Kenny, right? I don't think it's the anti-DOA people. They seem to love him now. So, I don't know. It's all very suspicious. And as the police officer said, he's getting a little tired because they're getting so many phone calls. And I think this is just not a good idea. I think we should just be more tolerant, try to do good criticism and good feedback. But, I think that's going to happen. Probably not. This community is just in a really bad place. And it's probably going to get a lot worse. But again, he wasn't in physical danger. It was handled fine. Still, I don't know. It's just getting so dark and stupid and silly. It's just, I don't know. I don't know. So anyway, just doing an update. We will do more soon. Please like and subscribe. Please give my other channels a chance. And thank you for listening.